Hello friends, it's Professor Google here. Today's video is going to be a bit unusual, but I'm sure you'll like it. So, get comfortable and let's get started. The Caribbean Basin is famous for its beautiful islands, ideal for vacations. However, from June 1st to November 30th, hurricanes often hit these islands. They vary in strength, and the reason for hurricanes being a common occurrence in this region is the location of the Caribbean Sea. Usually, hurricanes form off the coast of Africa. When the wind passes over the ocean's surface, the water evaporates and rises. Then this water cools and condenses into large cumulonimbus clouds. When the wind speed reaches 74 miles per hour, the storm officially becomes a hurricane. At this moment, the clouds are usually at a height of no less than 9.3 miles, and their width is at least 125 miles. When a hurricane hits the ground with full force, the results are often devastating. In recent years, the most powerful hurricane, without a doubt, was the one-of-a-kind Hurricane Katrina, which in 2005 swept through the Caribbean Sea and the southern United States and caused losses of $145 billion. So it can be said with confidence that the Caribbean Sea is capable of causing significant destruction. The Dead Sea. The Dead Sea evokes mixed feelings. Located between Jordan, Israel, and Palestine, it is one of the saltiest bodies of water on Earth. The water's salinity is 342 grams per kilogram or 34%. For reference, the water is approximately 9.6 times saltier than ocean water, and this salinity has both positive and negative aspects depending on how you look at it. The salt from the Dead Sea is excellent for the skin, and for over 2,000 years, there have been healing resorts on the sea's shores where you can improve your health. On the other hand, the water's salinity is so high that neither plants nor animals can live in the Dead Sea, and the salt level is so high that experts recommend limiting bathing in the sea to 20 minutes because prolonged exposure to such water can cause dehydration and electrolyte imbalances. Disruption of this balance leads to various health problems. And if the water accidentally gets in your eyes, nose, or mouth, you will immediately feel a very unpleasant burning sensation. Therefore, although the Dead Sea is a very good place to relax, we would advise you to be very careful when bathing in it. Bering Sea. Few areas of the ocean can boast the same notorious reputation as the Bering Sea. This sea is rich in fish and valuable minerals, but accessing these resources is very difficult. The sea is located between Kamchatka and America, and Arctic currents cool the water and air to extremely low temperatures in this region. This effect is compounded by strong winds and glaciers. Conditions in this sea are very harsh. The Bering Sea is home to the most insane waves on the planet. The water level can change as much as 9 meters in a single day. There are several factors that explain the size of these waves. One of the most important is that the Bering Sea is very shallow, so the waves are shorter and more powerful than those in deep-sea oceans, and therefore storms are much stronger. In general, if you don't have a heavy-duty ship and good equipment, we would advise you to stay away from this dangerous body of water. Drake Passage. Although technically not an ocean or sea, the Drake Passage made our list due to its unique status. It is the passage between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. It was first crossed by Spanish navigator Francisco de Hoces. But the passage was named after Sir Francis Drake because he sailed through the area during his circumnavigation. Today, this waterway is best known for its whimsical conditions. It is a 500-mile-wide passage located between Chile and Antarctica. Thanks to it, the oceans can interact with each other. The mixing of cold water from the south and warm water from the north creates powerful vortexes, which are intensified because there is no large landmass nearby to limit their strength. As a result, the vortexes become extremely powerful. Add to this frequent storms with severe cold, and you will understand that a journey through the Drake Passage is not very, if at all, comfortable. An interesting fact is that the passage is nicknamed the Shaky Passage, because those who pass through it experience extreme shaking. Pacific Ocean. Judging by the name, the Pacific Ocean should be a rather safe place. After all, the word Pacific comes from the word peaceful. This body of water was named so because storms rarely occur here. But although the Pacific Ocean may appear calm and peaceful, it does not mean that there are no dangers lurking here. The western half of the Pacific Ocean is a dangerous place to sail due to the vast number of poisonous species of animals, jellyfish and sharks. Coral reefs are also frequently seen in this region. Therefore, it is dangerous to swim not only for inexperienced divers but also for sailors. After all, if the route is miscalculated, the ship can easily run aground on a reef and sink. Also, the Pacific Ring of Fire is located in the Pacific Ocean. This horseshoe-shaped region, 40,000 kilometers long, is filled with volcanoes that can erupt at any moment and cause strong tsunamis. Periodically, this happens, and then tsunamis hit the coast of East and Southeast Asia. Even just the area of the Pacific Ocean is enough to make it a dangerous place. It is a stunning 20,000 kilometers. It is very difficult even for the most experienced sailors to navigate this waterway. In general, although the Pacific Ocean may seem peaceful, it is not. Baltic Sea. In terms of the number of storms and geopolitical position, the Baltic Sea can be a relatively safe place, but it made our list because of its status as an extremely dirty body of water. After World War II, an agreement was reached that allowed Great Britain and the USSR to dump about 65,000 tons of Germany's chemical weapons into the Baltic Sea. At that time, this was considered a relatively safe way to dispose of them. But it turned out that shells and barrels full of hazardous waste were poorly sealed, and as a result, a leak of chemicals occurred. About 10 years ago, researchers from the Polish Military University of Technology discovered traces of mustard gas, a potent mutagen, just a few hundred meters from the Polish coast. It turns out that waste in the Baltic Sea poses a threat to human life and health. After all, if mustard gas or mustard agent managed to leave its underwater burial site, this means that the chemicals are causing serious damage to nature. And if the source of gas is an unknown chemical burial, it means that the water in the Baltic Sea is much more polluted than previously thought. In any case, this situation does not look very good, and many believe that the Baltic Sea is a ticking time bomb. The North Sea. On one hand, the North Sea is a treasure trove full of fish and oil, making it a very profitable place to do business. However, all the positives are outweighed by the fact that the sea is extremely dangerous. There are very high waves, strong currents, and powerful winds, which is why shipwrecks often occur in this area. With an average water temperature of 6 degrees Celsius, the sea does not freeze in winter. However, it is very cold here during the winter months. All of this can create an image of the North Sea as a nightmare sea, but in reality, it is not quite like that. Here are the factors that make it so treacherous. One of the most important factors is the prevalence of west winds in this region, blowing from the northwest European shelf, which creates an intense circulation of cyclones that cause bad weather and stormy waves. In addition, the North Atlantic has a strong influence on the atmosphere above the sea, which increases the speed of the wind, making it very strong over this shallow body of water. Overall, we believe you will agree that the North Sea is not the best place for a cruise. The South China Sea is a territory that is contested by many Southeast Asian countries, including China, Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, Taiwan, and Vietnam. All of these states claim ownership of this body of water. This sea is extremely dangerous. China's activities in the South China Sea make it a hotbed of tension. China is desperate to control fishing, oil extraction, and shipping in the area, so it has begun building artificial islands to expand its maritime boundaries. This will allow China to make territorial claims on areas that fall within the boundaries of these islands. Then, China will use force to make other countries comply with these demands and may even begin to threaten foreign vessels. Several incidents have already occurred with ships attempting to challenge Chinese dominance in the sea. In addition to the geopolitical and military threats, the South China Sea is dangerous because of its geographic location. The majority of its southeastern territory is occupied by sunken islands, reefs, and atolls, which pose a threat to those sailing in the area. This region is poorly understood, and even today, maps often provide conflicting information about what is located there. In general, we would advise you to stay away from the South China Sea. Well, as I promised, the video was interesting. So, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.